They say you got a new style. Watch out there now. It's your boy Foul Sharpton reporting from the Bamboozled Again News Network. And I told y'all every day, B, these bamboozlements or potential bamboozlements, it's so bamboozling, you can't even tell if it's real or not. Just got tentative reports, and I might be late with it when I get the news, but I just come with snap reactions. We have a third attempted Trump assassination attempt. I gotta shake my head to gather my own thoughts as I just come on this jump. Let's just take a step back for a second, right? Now, I'm not really gonna get into it whether I believe it's real or staged. I believe the first one was, but they're coming in such succession. You can't even process the first. You know what I mean? But let's take a step back here, in which we're in this day and time where a former president of the United States, whether it's real or not, is attempted to being taken out, or is at jeopardy of being taken out. Let's say it's real hypothetically. Has someone put money on a former president's head? Babylon is falling. This is my prediction, right? Because I think Kamala gonna get in there because I think that's who they want in there. But let's say if Donald Trump wins, there's going to be a civil war of the feminists, the Negro who's been conditioned to vote for Kamala or Democratic. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a civil. Maybe an idealism of going back to more conservative values. And man, nah, that ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? More typically, Republican Party is more not necessarily in your business as far as governmental wise, things of that nature. And if he loses, there's going to be a civil war of the good old boys, the demographic of folks who see that their country is falling and going away from maybe, let's say, the times of, you know, their grandparents or so on and so forth. And I can put on the flip side. If Kamala wins, it's going to be a civil war. Could you imagine just the spiritual and the social environment of America as a woman being the leader of the free world, who claim to fame is sleeping around to get to the top and locking Negroes up at an exorbitant rate in California? And if she loses, there's going to be a civil war because it'll be, this fight against progressivism and, anti-male rhetoric and women are being held back, and it's just a powder keg waiting to blow. And every day we just see more and more tomfoolery. You know what I mean? I don't personally have a horse in the race. Personally, I'm voting for this place to fall apart. That's what I'm voting for, because I can't take it no more. I don't think any sane, free-thinking man, I guess Trump would be the lesser of two evils to a degree, but it's too far gone at this point. And it's prophesied to fall, and we're just watching it in real time. This is almost like being, like watching, like the introductory scenes of like one of those Enemy of the State or Babylon or, the White House has fallen type of movies. But whether it's real or not is not really my crux of the situation. It's just that this is what's happening. You see what I'm saying? Could you imagine the state of the economy, society, spiritually, if Kamala gets into office? I guess she's mildly attractive to some degree, but I'd rather have a Hillary or Margaret Thatcher kind of woman. You know what I mean? Like, not necessarily as visually appealing, but she know how to get folk gone like Hillary. She know how to get you gone. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully I don't get gone by saying her name. You know what I mean? We all know how she get down. But she'd probably be a better person to handle foreign relations, being privy to her husband and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? I mean, technically, if you want to, I know Biden has stepped aside, but I'm assuming he's still the acting president until, the inauguration or whatever. But technically, because of his state, Kamala's the president now. And let's say they do a false flag or whatever the case may be. In wartime, they can just suspend the election, and she'll be the president anyway because she's now the sitting vice president. Boy, they done cooked us up real good with this one here. It's like they put all the ingredients in the pot, knowing you was going to like the cake, you know what I'm saying, when it come out. But then when you bite it, you'll see how bitter it is. But what I'm amazed at is just how successful they've been in socially engineering society, in creating division. You know what I mean? I know personally of Negroes who are, Negro males who are pro-Kamala, right? Which doesn't make any sense to me. Like, typically the talking point is, why are you for her? Is typically because of something Trump isn't, or you don't like him. But you know nothing of the woman's policy, if she's even stated such. I know her tax plan is woo-wee, you know what I mean? To say the least. But Negroes typically side with who they like, not the facts. Negroes can't process facts for the most part. They can't process new information. And then they're proud about it. You know what I'm saying? And then when you bring facts, they typically name call or start talking about points of conversation that had nothing to do with the original subject matter, take you on this, fantastic voyage of frivolous information, and you never discuss the crux of the matter. So for those of us who, would esteem ourselves or choose ourselves to be of the chosen ilk, this just kind of reiterates to me why my journey has been the way it's been, like this slow regression out of society, out of desiring necessarily social groupings and, social success to a degree. Because it's all fool's gold at this point. You do what you're supposed to do to maintain you and yours. But if that's your end-all, be-all, and self-value, oh, man, that's going to be awesome. Let's say the typical individual who, has esteemed themselves in society with a title or, education in a particular field, when this fall apart and you can use none of that to survive, to sustain, to feed yourself, protect yourself, so on and so forth, I'm telling you, you don't want to be nowhere around these people because they're going to rage out on you. Now I can see how, the table's being set for, father against son, mother against daughter, you know what I mean? Neighbor against neighbor. Based on basically setting an environment in which they're the puppet masters to create aggression and antagonistic environment against, the people you're in close confines to because you have a disagreement on religion, on politics. But we've already got the answer once we crash it up real good. You know what I mean? Which will be more government control, more giving up of civil liberties, more intrusive, tactics into your health, consumer taxes based on how much you drive, how much energy you use. It is what it is. But this is just like I said, I could come on here and just do a 24-hour news cycle, whether it be Diddy. And here's another thing about the whole Diddy thing. I don't know if they're going to release his tapes. Hold on, y'all. But can you imagine all the dirt he's got on damn near everybody who's ever partied with him? I bet you Shaq got a tape out there. Yeah, Shaq got a tape out there. You know what I mean? Like your LeBrons, your D Wades. If this come out, all these people that people used to look up to and, esteem will be revealed to be what they are. Sexual deviants, predators, booty warriors, pedophiles. You know what I mean? Now I see why the Bible talks about not worshiping idols, like the TV show American Idol and, celebrities. And these people are horrible. And not only are they horrible, I don't think in and of themselves they're horrible. they become horrible because of what they had to do to get to that place in society and finance. And these are the people we're looking up to. Jay-Z on deck. I'm speaking into his ear. I want him to take the drop. Because, where I live at, everybody ride Jay-Z nuts because of drug dealing and so on and so forth. Or, branding and whatever the case may be. But the man done stole numerous songs. He done stole numerous Biggie bars. Anybody he's ever had a dealing with, unless you're underneath of him, he done X'd them out the game and continues to blackball them. He's got a terrible track record with women. You know what I mean? In Cambridge, Maryland, he has a daughter here that hasn't been revealed, and you know what I mean? Well, people know, you know what I'm saying? They've known for 20 years. It just might be cracking through social media and stuff like that. These people ain't nothing, man. I don't see what's so enamored about them. And then when the finance falls apart, then what? You know what I'm saying? You know how we kind of give people a pass because they got money, even though they won't give you none. You know what I mean? Like our arguments for justifying and defending people, nothing more than sheer finance. Even in your local community, the dude can be a rat, you know what I'm saying, and all that. But if he still got some money or still got some resources or still connected, everybody will still rally around this dude, give him a pass. It's so crazy. We'll have coming home parties for dudes who have violated the street code, right? But the dude who do his 10 years and don't tell, he got to come out and during there, ask for help to get on the bus to fill out a job application. I can't rock with them, cuz I've been and gave up my street card, you know what I mean? I keep enough tactics to keep the defense honest, you know what I'm saying? So if I'm around ninjas, let's say, I can talk in ninja terms to let them understand I got some ninja tactics under my belt, you know what I mean? But it's amazing, bro. It's amazing just to say it. And sometimes, like I said, I find it hard to put it into words. I know what I feel. It's just hard to articulate it, on YouTube. And I ain't, word or whatever. I practice a certain amount of acceptance. And I'm of the firm belief you may not know what to do. You'll just know what to do when the time comes. Even as I myself attempt to make various moves to position myself or to gain certain assets and resources that I think will be valuable in the times we're headed into, if not now. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. I'm the type person, I go to war with what I got. You know what I mean? Like David didn't have time to put on, well, the armor didn't fit him. You see what I'm saying? He had never been formally trained, but he was so disgusted at Goliath, and because of his previous life experience with God, he just took the 5 stones and took down one of the greatest warriors of the ancient world as a teenager. You see what I'm saying? The same, like, you gotta look at it, the same thing people fear from someone who has a personal encounter with God, or, they look over their life and they've seen how he's been, navigating through certain situations. They don't see stuff the way everybody else sees it. You scared of them. I see their Achilles heel. You see what I'm saying? You're bamboozled by them. I see the fact that they don't do any of the stuff they say. They're attractive to you. To me, their soul is ugly. Hence, they're unattractive. You know what I mean? You're caught up in the moment. I see down the road. You know what I mean? And now what seemingly is happening is we're getting bombarded with just so much information. You can't even process it all. Whether it's geopolitical and these wars and rumors of wars, financial news. Here's another one. I seen a friend of mine that posted that the stock market has broken a record high. How? Well, I kind of know how because of these various contracts and mergers, and then they'll merge and then they'll lay off the workforce or put more work on them, and they're getting more productivity that way so they can bring in more profit. But the average American is struggling. Just go on YouTube. You'll see us all on here talking about it. You know what I mean? And for those who do subscribe to the stock market, it ain't no whole lot, not no life-changing amount. You know what I mean? People get a couple gains and they're like, oh yeah, that's the stock market. Yeah, it's great. Okay. I mean, hey, I know enough about it in general, but I know enough about it to know it's a legal Ponzi scheme, just like everything else in the country. Your insurance is a legal Ponzi scheme. You know what I mean? They kind of legally make you pay for it so that if you don't, you can't do other stuff. But then when it comes time to recoup on a claim, they'll make you jump through a whole bunch of hoops for that. And then the price of your insurance goes up because now you're asking them to do what they said they would do to insure you. Bamboozled again. I'd rather get me a horse, bro. You know what I mean? So, you know, just like everybody else, I take it day by day, man. I ain't stunting none of this stuff. Because if you're not, you know, mindful enough, you will get anxiety and have I done enough, you know, all the stuff in your power. That's why, like, even if you had all the gold and money in the world, all the, you know, weaponry and food preps and land, it ain't going to do you no good unless you got the Most High or have some personal relationship with Him. You see what I'm saying? Because let's say, you know, storm come through and knock all that stuff out. Then you back to butt naked again, even though you did all this prep work. You see what I'm saying? The vast majority, it is wise to do that, but the vast majority of the prep work you can do is spiritual, mental, emotional. Probably in that order. Because just like we see now with the P. Diddy situation, you can't tell me these folk ain't on pins and needles who've been rappers or celebrity politicians, hoping and praying they stuff don't come out. When you know what I'm saying, man, them freak offs or whatever he was doing was essentially a satanic sex ritual. Man, there's probably people hanging up from, you know what I mean, from upside down from hangers and a whole bunch of wild stuff jammed in their mouth, like all that what they call it, sadomasochism. You know what I'm saying? All that, like, power sex, you know what I'm saying? I get off on the fact I can do whatever to you I like. That's what I was saying in the last video. Do anybody even have sex because they like the person? Like in turn, I don't mean like physical. Of course, that's a component of it. But like you just like you like spending time with them. Then you want to do it to them. Or give them some, you know what I mean? Or, oh, I'm short on a bill, let me give them some. Or, man, I'm hard off, I got these $40, let me get some. You know what I mean? It ain't even no, it seems, from what I see, it ain't even no more love in the act of procreation no more. It's a power dynamic into it, you know what I'm saying? Or some type of leverage type of move, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm scared to do it, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll give him some, but then I'm gonna try to hit him with a baby so I can drain his resources. You know what I'm saying? And I'll bust at the same time, but sex has become adversarial now. Yeah, and man, it's so crazy now as a dude. If you choose to kind of, I guess, date, for lack of a better term, in wisdom, you might as well operate like, you know what I mean, smash on, get whatever you can get, like Juvenile said, and get on up out of there. Because if you got any feelings or genuine empathetic for the opposite sex, especially men dealing with the modern woman, you're putting yourself at a great disadvantage for the most part. Granted, it ain't everybody, but the majority is so much so that the altar is few and far between. I just watched one of them, somebody reacted to one of them pop the balloon jumps. That TV show, well, I guess I don't know what it is, a TV show, web series or something. And the dude, you know what I mean, I don't judge dudes, and I mean regular dude, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't like super fat or, you know what I mean, the elephant man or nothing like that. But he was talking, you know, more in lines of the woman he was looking for was spiritual, like a spiritual woman, whoop, whoop. All the women popped their balloons, but they couldn't give him a genuine reason as to why, other than he's the quote-unquote good man, you know what I'm saying? But if Dirty Meat Rodney hop up on that jump with a do-rag on, and you know what I'm saying, you know, that type of action or whatever, and he can come on that jump and say, yeah, I slap bees, you know what I'm saying? I've been at the woo. They're like, it's something, like, this is what we're having to deal with. And you got to figure, A nation can only go as far as the mentality of its women. That's why I say in the word, like, nations come to ruin and poverty because of rampant whoredom. If you have a mass group of women and those are the traits they're looking to procreate with and to have, sexual encounters with, we're done. This is just another. We're done in so many different areas. I can't even count them all how much we're done. Let's go to the church house. I just seen a clip of a dude, of the pastor. He looked like he half sweet. Especially in the Negro church, 90% of the pastors now are half sweet. Especially if they got a great big, mainstream or mega church kind of following. Shit. He slapped the dude in front of the church. And that was part of, I guess, I don't know what he called himself. He didn't they was arguing, he slapped him. Like he was giving his sermon and, had one brother up there and then slapped the piss out of him. What, man? And he ain't gonna lose no followers. He'll just come out and say some old wacky wild stuff that don't make no sense to somebody with a brain. And they'll be like, I got a prime example. Y'all remember that scene on Vampire in Brooklyn when main man hop up there with the Jerry curl and talking about evil is good, get you a piece of evil ass, and he just kept repeating it. And then the people in the audience looked around and say, and they were like, at first they were like, evil's good. He just kept saying, evil's good. Then they started, evil's good. They're like, yeah, evil is good. Yeah. Then he talking about get you a piece of evil ass and they was all agreeing with him. Bamboozled. Yo, you realize there's a whole lot of truth in a joke, yo. Like, because of my journey, like in recovery, we used to have to watch these various movies and pull out these recovery life themes, like Shawshank, I was ready to say King of the Hill, Lion King, stuff like that, right? That scene right there, that basically quantifies the state of the average person here in Babylon, regardless of, gender, age. I think Hitler said that, or one of his cronies said that, if you tell a big enough lie, not a small lie, tell a great big super duper one. If you tell a big enough lie and tell it often enough, eventually people believe it. We're in this stage where, and I've always been like this since I was young. I've always been like a truth seeker since I was younger. But nobody wants to know the truth. Nobody cares for the truth. That's why when you show it to them, they reject it. We're living maybe in the greatest mental health epidemic in the history of mankind here in Babylon. But because everybody crazy than a motherfucker, you can't tell. You can only tell if you're sane, or if you're operating in critical thought, or just, use your brain for what it was purposed and designed and created to be used for. Even these same individuals who can make these articulations about this is wrong, that is wrong, still can't see the root cause of it, and hence can't do anything to change it in their personal situation. I'll give you another case in point. Individual I know going through a hard time. But this hard time they're going through is based on their decision making over years. So I'll present the solution to it, which will require effort on their part over a period of time. That's rejected. What they really want is for you to solve the problem for them without them having to do anything. But let's say hypothetically I was to do that, the problem would just reemerge itself because we're not dealing with the root cause and behaviors that led to the situations and the conclusions thereof. You see what I'm saying? I'm noticing from my time spent working in substance abuse treatment, the hardest thing and the last thing these versions of people want to do is look at themselves and take any accountability. Where on earth it's so inverted here. People are proud that their claim to fame is victimhood. These people did this to me. I've been so scarred here. I had a bad run here. That's why nobody is overcoming any type of traumas, quote, and I think that's an overused term. Nobody's overcoming any of our traumas or past childhood experiences because being a victim get them more attention. Or they can claim victimhood to excuse their bad behavior. I'm a horrible person because my dad left when I was 5 years old. You're 45. That's still no excuse for you. That's just a justification for you to do what you want to do. But then when the consequence comes, you play victim. But when you exact these tactics on others, it actually gives you an ego boost. You see what I'm saying? The same thing make you laugh, make you cry. Just like I was talking to the dude Hoppin' Bob, right? He running around slacking all the, girls in early recovery, whatever, and that caused him to feel like some hellified Negro. Sleeping with vulnerable women make you feel like you must be super duper empty in the gas tank. You understand me? But then when karma come around and someone else sleep with your woman, you can't handle it. Now your ego done took a hit. It wasn't based on anything substantial. It's all circumstantial. Like your confidence, your self-value. Granted, you should feel good about having money or reaching certain goals and things of that nature. But let's say you lose it or it's taken away from you somehow. What, you lose all your confidence? All this has to be internal. That's why here in Babylon, they promote the external. You know what I'm saying? Like typically you go through a hard time, all your quote-unquote friends leave. Like DMX said, you get back on deck, they jump back on your nuts. You know what I'm saying? Because of the superficiality or the appearance value thereof. I know a whole lot of people who are decent people who go through the worst stuff for being decent people, especially dealing in relation to other folk. You know what I'm saying? And then what we're seeing is these idols falling. But I know people who've gotten away with proverbial murder for years. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking, if I'd have done that, I'd be looking over my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be dealing with extreme anxiety, knowing the cookback coming. You know what I mean? They do it and seem good about it. Yeah, like almost the Birdman thing. You know what I mean? I make all this money, but I won't pay nobody else that I owe. You see what I'm saying? But if somebody owe you money, you know what I'm saying, it's an issue. But you don't pay nobody. These are the folks we're having to do business with. These are the people that are employing us or we have to employ or deal with. That's why. You can't talk to them. Again, I go back to this. Becoming drunk from the wine of the fornication of Babylon. Woo-wee! And at this point, we about to OD. Alcohol poisoning, fornication poisoning, you know what I mean? From drinking the wine of this place. And on that note, man, I'm going to sign off, y'all. Ooh.